Have you ever looked at your life and thought, why does this keep happening to me? Different person, same situation, different chapter, same pen. And you start wondering, is it them or is it me? I want to talk about something today that most people are not ready to hear, but I think you are. Because the fact that you are asking this question, why does this keep happening? That means something important. It means you are self aware enough to notice the pattern. And that is actually the first step to breaking it. So let's talk about why this keeps happening. And I promise, this is not about blaming yourself. This is about understanding yourself. The first reason you keep attracting the same type of person is that you keep accepting the same type of treatment. Are you getting my point? And I know that sounds simple, but stay with me. Actually, we teach people how to treat us, not with our words, but with what we accept, with what we allow. And every time you stayed when you should have left, you taught someone that leaving was not necessary to keep you. Every time you forgave without any change, you taught someone that change was not required. Every time you made excuses for someone's behavior, you taught yourself that that behavior was acceptable. And so the next person who comes along, they pick up on that, not consciously, but they can feel it. They can feel what you will accept, what you will overlook, how much you will give before you walk away, and they act accordingly. This is not your fault, but it is your responsibility to change it. The second reason. The second reason is that unhealed wounds attract familiar pain. This is one of the most important things I have ever learned about human connection. We don't always attract what we want. We attract what we feel familiar. And sometimes what feels familiar is not love. It is the echo of something we experienced a long time ago. A pattern from childhood, a dynamic we grew up around, a feeling we got so used to that it started to feel like home. Even when it wasn't healthy, even when it was hurting us. So when someone comes along who gives us that same familiar feeling, even if that feeling is anxiety or uncertainty or the need to constantly prove ourselves, something in us recognizes it. That is not a character flaw, that is an unhealed wound calling out for attention. And here is where I want to bring something that changed my entire perspective on this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is within themselves. Read that again. Allah will not change your external circumstances until something changes internally. The situations keep repeating. Not because you are cursed, not because you are unlucky, not because good things are not written for you. They keep repeating because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pointing to something inside you that needs attention. A wound that needs healing, a belief that needs changing, a standard that needs raising, a pattern that needs breaking. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not punishing you with the repetition. He is redirecting you. He is saying, not this way. Go inward first. Heal what is there. And then watch how everything outside of you starts to shift. So, the real question is, how do you break the pattern? You can break that pattern when you start by getting honest with yourself. Ask yourself this question: what have I been accepting that I should not have accepted? What does this situation feel familiar to? And where did that familiarity come from? What do I believe about myself that is making me think this is all I deserve? Because here's the truth, you will keep attracting the same type of person until you become a different type of person. Not different in a way that erases who you are, different in the way that you know your worth so deeply that anything less than what you deserve simply cannot find a place in your life anymore. When your standards change, what you attract will change. When your self worth changes, what you accept will change. When your wounds heal, what feels familiar will change. And that is when everything starts to look different. At the end, just listen to me carefully. The pattern is not your destiny, it is just where you are right now. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in His infinite wisdom, keeps showing it to you because He wants you to see it, to address it, to heal it. So instead of asking, why does this keep happening to me? Try asking, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what are you trying to show me? And then sit with that answer. Because the moment you start looking inward, inside your heart, is the moment things start changing outward. Trust the process. Trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is not repeating the lesson to break you. He is repeating it until you are ready to learn it.